Hey, how's it going? It's Walsh here, sick as always. Welcome to episode 14 of the Secrets of the Atlas League here on Ruthless SSF. The Deadeye Storm Rain of the Conduit character is fantastic. It is by far my highest single target DPS, and the skill, the character is still a pretty low level. It's like level 79 or 78 right now or whatever. And the only problem I really have with this character is it's pretty squishy, as you can imagine. Not only is my health pool pretty horrendous, but because I'm wearing a 6-link body armor, because it's my only one, that's a corrupt armor ES base, my evasion is terrible. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you near the end. My only objective right now is just to level up the Deadeye, get as many points as I can just to make the character a little bit better. It's very unlikely this character is ever going to feel defensive until if I ever get a 6-link that's an evasion base. Honestly, if I get a really solid 5-link evasion base, I might just switch to it. I did end up finally getting a new determination merc, so I no longer have a level 70, now I have a level 78. Not that that makes a huge difference. My Deadeye did hit level 80 like you saw a moment ago, and I finally got a mana ring to craft on. Probably won't do that too much right now. I kind of don't have a lot of currency to waste, but it's always good to have the base you need so you can craft it later. So I actually got a double Kirak proc, which is funny. I always forget that exists, but then it randomly happens. I know I just said I have no currency and I was going to save it, but I don't know, man. It's so hard for me to resist crafting on something that I want to use. Like, I just waste money all the time. It just is what it is. I had a bunch of scouting reports saved up, and since I had one of every color, I figured I might as well just, try to gamble, see what I can get. So far, though, pretty rough. I was hoping to get at least one unique map, which is not going very well. The only other things I'm looking for is, a guaranteed unique item, strongbox map, or if I'm super desperate, I can just take a smuggler map, because I do want to do some more heisting. There are some replicas I would like to get, but I'm not really sweating it that much, and I'm definitely not rushing it very early. Overall, we did not get a unique map, but I did get a I did get a strongbox everywhere, which is pretty fun. I will say though, from Kirak, it's not very good. But I don't know, it's just fun. Sometimes you get lucky, you get a gem cutter box. This case I didn't, which is, it's fine. It's whatever. I did get my first cartographer's box, which wasn't very good, obviously, but I don't know. It's like on Ruthless, when you get to see something you don't get to see very often, it's just pretty fun. I did get a free unique item, and for once, it wasn't trash. Yeah, for the first time ever in my entire Ruthless life, I now have a Fury Valve. I have never used one. Obviously it's for power siphon, but I've never done that before. There's a pretty good chance I re-roll it. I kind of want to do some more mapping first, just, get some currency, get some gold saved up, see what I need for this character. That way if I do decide to re-roll, I can, keep in the back of my mind what I need. But anyway, I got another temple saved up, got a lens. I don't really have anything to double corrupt yet, and I don't really like to waste a lens this early on, because honestly, yeah, it's nice to get free gems, but wasting a lens feels so bad. So we re-rolled a Trickster Power Siphon Miner. I really thought about doing a different Ascendancy, but I have a very specific plan for Saboteur this league, so I kind of don't want to roll one yet. It's kind of awkward because I already have I already have a Trickster that's using traps. But I mean, at least it's a different skill, and it's not, it's not a trap. This is a mine. But anyway, we're playing Power Siphon Mine. I do have some pretty good uniques for this. I have the Dodre's Tenure, which gives you 100% increased spell damage, which, by the way, I dropped while leveling this character. I did not have one. And we have the Dark Rays, which gives me an extra Frenzy Charge and movement speed based on my Frenzy Charges, which is ridiculous. So far, the damage is incredible. There's something really weird about the mines, though, and this could just be from my ignorance, because I don't think I've ever done Locust Mines. Maybe I've done it once, but I don't really remember. For some reason, a lot of the time, I'll have 18 mines up, and they just won't detonate. And I'm not sure why. I've tried throwing it directly on top of the enemies. I've tried throwing it really far away. And sometimes I'll throw them all on top of the enemy and they all go off. And then sometimes I throw it all on top of the enemy and they don't go off at all. So I have to throw them far away and then they do trigger. I'm not really sure what's going on there. It's probably some really weird interaction that is super common knowledge. But because I've never played Locust Mines, I'm just not familiar with it. But anyway, the campaign was an absolute joke. I deleted everything. Fury Valve is ridiculous. I got to put it on, I think, at level 40, and I was like, this is busted. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I feel a little bit guilty, but in my defense, I have never used a Fury Valve before, and I haven't played Power Siphon Mine, so I'm pretty excited to play something new. Got through the campaign 4 hours and 53 minutes, which is fine. Not my fastest time by any means, but pretty good. I spent a lot of the time just sitting there in like the sitting in town trying to figure out what I'm doing on my tree. I didn't really bother making a skill tree for this character because I don't know, I just kind of didn't feel like it. But went right into mapping, jumped right up to, tier 3, tier 4. Everything dies. The single target is very weird. When like the mines go off, my single target feels incredible, but like there's so many times, like I was saying before, where like I'll have all my mines out and I'm detonating them, but they just stand there. They don't do anything. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. A part of me was thinking maybe it's like accuracy, but like even if it was missing, they would still activate. I have no idea. But anyway, at level 72, I started doing rare, unidentified tier 9 maps and just breezing through them. And doing a little bit of essence swapping here because my goal is to craft some wands. I do have an okay wand right now, but I really need a better one. Even if I can't make this character an amazing bosser, I finally have a super fast mapper, which is really what I wanted all along. Oh, hey, nice. I finally got crit damage support. I ended up killing my first Delirium boss in a tier 9 map. It wasn't like the fastest kill, but I mean, I'm still a pretty low level and we took it down. Like I was saying, I'm not entirely sure how far I could push this character in terms of bossing. It's all going to depend, I think, on whether or not I can make a really good wand, which is why I did spec into Essence, that way I can just get that flat lightning damage onto a wand. Also, I've been saying for years that I love Blight and Ruthless. It's amazing. And now that gold is a permanent part of Ruthless, Blight is even better. Every time I do a Blight, even in low tier maps, I just get a huge chunk of gold. The biggest chunk I've gotten from one Blight is 20k, which is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, nice and opal. Hell yeah. And of course, when you're doing Blights, you get a bunch of rares, a bunch of gear, and of course oils, which are fantastic. Did a little bit of scarab re-rolling, didn't really get anything good though, spoiler alert I guess, but it was all trash. I mean, it wasn't like unusable trash, but nothing I really wanted. I got a nether lens saved up, so I think I have 3 at this point. Got my Uber Lab done, which means if I ever get an actual good energy shield helmet, it'll give me a bunch of evasion. And I tried swapping some support gems, but unfortunately, I did not get lucky. Really trying to get elemental damage with attacks. I need that on so many characters. Got some more key rack missions saved up. I'm honestly getting like so many key racks at this point. I don't know what's going on. Yikes, that is some trash. A mercenary gave me a fantastic cast speed amulet, which I will definitely be using at some point. So I'm over halfway to level 80. Leveling on this character is beautiful. I'm having a great time. I still haven't figured out why sometimes the power charge mine doesn't activate and sometimes it does. Oh god. Sure, it's all trash. Good to know. Cool. So like I've tried throwing it directly on them. I've tried throwing it far away, and sometimes there'll just be like 15 mines just sitting there not detonating. I'm not really sure why. At first I thought it was because of the Fury valve, so I tried taking it off just to see what it looked like. But no, it's the exact same. Not sure how to fix it, but other than that, this character is fantastic. I pretty much never die. The only deaths I have are to the mercenaries, obviously, because they're insane. And I did die once to Uber Lab, but in my defense, it was a disconnect, so it is what it is. But my plan right now, I'm going to do one more tier 10. I've been doing like tier 9, tier 10 pretty much all morning. I think I'm going to just like push up. Do like tier 12, tier 11. I might do 11 first and just work my way up just to like relax and farm gold. I'm going to put my map runners back on, try to get some more passive income. I'm not, like, I don't know how well this character is going to scale. I've been doing a lot of essence because I need to craft some wands to try to get a better weapon. I'm also not entirely sure which base I'm going to use. Like, obviously, Prophecy Wand just gives you good spell damage, but I'm wondering if the, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, the one that gives you a bunch of flat lightning damage. I'm not sure if that's better, but I'm going to find out. While corrupting some jewels, I got a Self-Flagellation, which with a pretty decent roll, 17%. Nothing insane, but I'm happy with that. Ooh, that's a pretty decent helmet. I ended up getting a second Perseverance, which, isn't like a god tier belt or anything like that, but because I already have one corrupted, now I can double corrupt this one as well, and maybe hit something really cool. I hit level 80 in under 10 hours. So far, this is by far my fastest mapping character, which, like I was saying a few times now, even if this character isn't very good at bossing, which I think it still has a pretty decent chance of being a good bosser, I can at least map quickly. I finally found a Grace Mercenary, so now I can actually have evasion. So if this character struggles with bossing, I might, push this character to like level 82, maybe 85, something like that, depending on how fast I level up. And I might just switch back to I almost said Toxic Rain, to Storm Rain of the Conduit with a Grace Mercenary, and just see how that feels while mapping. Ooh, Venters. Hold on. And a Barracks, okay. Yikes, that is some trash. Well, I do have 3 now, so we get the 3-1. Oh my god! Yeah, that's a that's a pretty good Venters. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm probably gonna go back to the Storm Rain character. If that way I can just see, like, maybe if I can go boss with that. But anyway, we have a double corrupt. Let's go delete Venters, I guess. Alright. This is probably gonna be the only double corrupt this league where I'll be very happy if it stays the same. If it dies, oh man. There's so much I could do with this, but whatever. It's gonna poof. Oh god. Oh my god! What the fuck? That's a pretty good ring! Yeah, I've just been, staring at this ring for a while, gonna be honest with you. This has to be the most insane Venters I've ever seen in my life, and global chat seemed to like it, which is always nice. Hey, someone got a ring. I have to use this. I have to find a way to use this in an awesome way. I just don't know how. The thing has 60 rarity. It's got some insane flat damage, and that reservation, I gotta put it to good use. I just don't have any ideas yet. I feel like the obvious answer is to play like some kind of minion build with generosity. Oh my god, I died like an idiot. But I don't really want to do that. That kind of just seems like the most straightforward way. I'm not saying I definitely won't do that, because granted, I don't really play minions that often. Soul Mantle, by the way. Soul Mantle and Self-Flagellation. It's a good combo. But I don't know, man. It would be so much more fun to play something like a self-casting character like Blade Vortex or Glacial Cascade. The problem is I have like absolutely no weapons to support that. And the biggest problem, ooh, Purity Fire. The biggest problem is if I want to play like Blade Vortex, I don't have the gloves to convert to cold. Anyway, though, looking back at our Power Siphon character, I did kill the Minotaur. I only died once, and that was at the end like an idiot. And then while trying to pick up the gear, the game crashed, which, it's pretty cool. I mean, it was all trash anyway, but still. So, right now, the single target damage, it's still doing that weird thing where the mines don't activate sometimes. But other than that, the single target feels okay. It's not amazing. Like, for example, if you want to see my DPS on the Vault boss right there, most of the time I lose half, if not most, of the gold piles, which means my damage is not very good, compared to the Crackling Lance, where I always get all the gold piles, which, obviously they're not very good on Ruthless. They drop pretty much nothing. So I'm not saying that saying like, oh, it's terrible. It's just like to give you an idea of how the character feels. I did unblock Harvest, so now I can start rolling my Essence. That's pretty much the main reason I unblocked Harvest. I'm really trying to craft a new wand. The damage feels okay so far, but I think if I got a better wand, it would feel so much better. Try to 5-link my body armor here, because I would like to continue playing the Spectral Throw Trapper, but on a 4-link, it's so brutal. But unfortunately, no 5-link. On the bright side, though, I got my, 6th gear rack mission, so that's cool. Hey, if you made this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am level 82, 43% of the way to 83. So far, I am loving this character. It's really cool to use a unique that I'm probably never going to find again. And to be honest, the rolls on it are pretty ridiculous. Yeah, the projectile speed is terrible, but who cares? The resist is amazing. The evasion is really good, assuming I had evasion, which I don't really. But it's pretty cool. I've never found one of these before. Right now, I have Weathered Hunter for the Anoint for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, accuracy is very important. But two, and more importantly, I am wearing 2 uniques, which is giving up a bunch of res. So having 10 all res for my Anoint is a big deal. My body armor is definitely, I don't want to say embarrassingly bad, but it's definitely not good. I did think about, scouring it, using some essence on it, but for right now, I don't want to risk it because I am kind of poor. But once I get more currency, I'll definitely do that. My belt is whatever. I mean, the main thing holding me back right now is probably my wand. Now, it's definitely not, the worst wand in the world for me, but it's pretty bad. It's not very good. Could be worse, though. So looking at my currency, I am pretty broke as you can tell. I've been crafting, well, I've been gambling quite often trying to craft something usable for one of my characters. We just talked about my gear, it's not very impressive. I am saving up some essence at this point, nothing too crazy, but we're working up our collection. I mean, this has just been farming for not even a full day with the essence nodes, and I'm not even fully committing. We just have prolific and we have this one right here, Amplify, just to make it a higher tier. I am thinking about going for Crystal Resonance. The only problem with this, though, is sometimes you can make the map boss way too strong. So if you're not a very powerful single target DPS character, it can make mapping feel awful. My biggest issue with mapping right now, my tier 14 is Sunken City, which is a great map layout for me for several of my characters. The problem is during the boss fight, the boss summons like two or I think it's three rares, and those rares seem to always one-shot me for some reason, which is pretty brutal, so I might just change my tier 14. The tier 13 I have right now is Mesa, which I have to send my mercenary home every single time, because not only does he make Oak heal himself, but he gives him endurance charges, and already it takes me quite a while to kill him. At this stage, I think the best thing I could do is just farm for essences right here. Try to get a wand with really good flat added lightning damage. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like, I mean, the option are these two wands because, 40% increased spell damage, which if you don't know, Power Siphon does benefit from spell damage, so you can get a lot of damage that way. Plus, you get it for 150% of the value. So a Prophecy wand is probably better than a Tornado wand, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm probably just gonna craft between both of them just to see what happens. But based on 150% of the value is pretty damn good. So I assume Prophecy One is better, but I don't know. Maybe not. I don't really know. I'll mess around with it. But yeah, the main thing I need to do is get a better wand and then get some levels. As far as my tree goes, I think we've done a pretty decent job. It's a pretty generic character. We got a lot of stuff to get resistance, but I had to spend a lot of points to get it. Right now, I'm going to go for Revenge of the Hunted just to get more life. And then after that, I'm not too sure. I'm probably going to look at it for a little while, try to figure it out. Generally speaking, I don't really die except for like mercenaries or really juiced up rares. But even then, I'm usually pretty survivable because I can just throw a bear trap and run away and keep attacking them. But man, my single target damage just does not feel very good. Granted, it's not terrible, but for being on a 5 link, it really doesn't feel impressive. But I mean, mapping is disgusting. I love mapping on this character. But anyway, I hope you had an awesome weekend. I'm probably just going to farm on this character for a while. I might switch back to Storm Rain just to do some more single target boss farming. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.